Again, seeing a rather cloudy day, plenty of low clouds, some outbreaks of rain and still some showers from our trailing front. Temperatures only between 8 and 12 degrees Celsius with that easterly wind. It is going to feel quite cold again towards eastern facing coast, but on Sunday then there'll be lots of drier, brighter weather. High pressure building in, still rather cloudy though across much of Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Be ready. Change can happen in an instant. Check.
You're watching BBC News. I'm Martine Croxall. Our headlines this hour: US journalist arrested in Russia on spying charges pleads not guilty after appearing in court in Moscow. King Charles addresses the German Parliament, expressing his shock over the destruction caused by the war in Ukraine.
Since I last spoke in this building, the scourge of war is back in Europe. The unprovoked invasion of Ukraine has inflicted the most unimaginable suffering on so many innocent people.
Brazil's former president Jair Bolsonaro returns to the country after 3 months of self-imposed exile in the United States. The Vatican says Pope Francis's health is improving as he continues to be treated in hospital for a respiratory infection. The UK's police watchdog has referred the case of an unarmed black man shot dead by an officer to the Crown Prosecution Service. A blood test is being trialled that could spare thousands of bowel cancer patients unnecessary chemotherapy. Hello and welcome to BBC News. A court in Moscow has ordered a US journalist to be held in prison over spying charges. A hearing has taken place in the last hour after Evan Gershkovich was arrested. A Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson said they believe Evan Gershkovich was conducting activities not related to journalism on assignment from the Americans. In a statement, the Wall Street Journal said it vehemently denies the allegations from the FSB, that's Russia's security service, and goes on to say, "We seek the immediate release of our trusted and dedicated reporter, Evan Gershkovich. We stand in solidarity with Evan and his family." Well, a short time ago, Gershkovich's lawyer spoke outside court saying he was not admitted to the hearing, but the journalist will be held until the end of May. Let's speak now to Sergei Goryashko, journalist at BBC Russian. Tell us how this arrest came about, Sergei.
So we knew about the detention of Evan Gershkovich just this morning. He was told that he was caught at a cafe in Yekaterinburg. This is a city in Urals, thousands of kilometers from Moscow. So afterwards, Gershkovich was taken to capital, to the Moscow city, Lepurtovo district court, where he has been put under arrest till the end of May for the ongoing investigation. We heard that he had pleaded not guilty at the court hearing. The press has not been allowed into the courtroom, neither was allowed Gershkovich's lawyer, Daniel Berman. So apparently the only lawyer present was the lawyer vetted by the authorities, by the FSB, so the one who is actually collaborating with the Russian security service.
How transparent are Russian court hearings generally?
The cases which are connected with high treason or with espionage are usually heard behind closed doors. So the public never knows what the defendant is actually accused of, what is the evidence, and what's this all about. We only learn about some people being arrested by treason. I should underline that we don't know how many exact people in Russia were arrested on the grounds of espionage or high treason, because those cases are all secret. And Gershkovich is a grim example of how those cases are held in Russian courts. So there will be no statements from the FSB, no statements from the Kremlin with any sorts of information about what's inside the case, what's in it. And this is a very sad day for all Russian journalists, for all those who are working inside Russia, still working inside Russia, obviously. This is a clear signal that they are all under attack and they are all in danger.
Sergei, thank you very much. Sergei Goryashko from BBC Russian. King Charles has addressed Germany's federal parliament, the Bundestag, as part of his first overseas tour as monarch. The King used his speech to highlight relations between the UK and Germany. He also thanked the German people for their kindness after his mother, Queen Elizabeth's death. The speech marks the first time a British monarch has addressed Germany's parliament. Let's hear some of what he said.
Herr Bundespräsident, Frau Bundestagspräsidentin,
President of the Bundestag.
seit ich das letzte Mal hier gesprochen habe, ist die Geißel des Krieges
I last
zurück
spoke in this
in
building,
Europa.
The scourge of war is back in
Der
Europe.
Angriffskrieg gegen die Ukraine
The unprovoked invasion of
hat
Ukraine
unvorstellbares Leid
has
über
inflicted
so
the
viele
most
unschuldige
unimaginable
Menschen
suffering
gebracht.
on so many innocent people.
Zahllose Leben werden zerstört.
Countless lives have been
Und
destroyed.
Menschenwürde, Freiheit und Menschenwürde würden brutal
Freedom
mit den
and
Füßen
human dignity have been
getreten.
trampled in the most brutal way.
Die